Well, hello there! And it's that time again. It's time for the blog that always, truly, and as far as I'm concerned, will always blaze. Whoa! What's happening? It's getting hot in here! Woo! That was pretty intense. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our reading. Now, the first card is a last card of the previous week's reading. This card is the Six of Discs. Now, the Six of Discs, entitled Success, represents the moon in Taurus. Now, that's a very pleasing energy. That's manifestation. Yeah, big time manifestation. Things going well, things going smoothly, harmoniously. These are very harmonious energies. The sixes of the sun. The discs are earth. Taurus is earth. Taurus is fixed earth. And the moon does really good in Taurus. It's associated with fertility, gardening, growth, planting things, planting seeds. We're going to talk about that a little more here in just a little bit, because we're actually got some energies coming up towards the middle of this next week that are going to be very, very, very pleasant indeed. But right now, we got some stuff going on in the heavens. We have 6 planets. 6, count them, 6. 6 planets in Aries. It's a lot of fire. We got Moon as of today. Moon here on Friday the 28th has gone into Aries. So we got the Moon in Aries. We got Mercury in Aries. Mars in Aries, Venus, we have, I had to look at my cheat sheet, Jupiter, and Uranus. That's pretty intense. And the other planet that's not in Aries, Saturn, is actually in Libra, a sign that it does well in, but it's kind of retrograde, so we're going to tend to deal with structures for a while. Alright? But this Uranus energy in Aries is going to want to bust those structures. It's going to push past that resistance. And that's what this next card is all about. The next card is the Aeon. The Aeon is pure fire. It's called Judgment in the regular Tarot. And for good reason. It's making judgments about the past. It's making judgments that's going to affect our future. It's being able to get rid of things we don't need. Stuff that's in our way, whether it's people, places, things, attitudes, anything that's bothering us. It's getting rid of that, it's thrusting it aside, and it's going forward in freedom. Now, I told you we're going to have some pleasant energies. We will. The moon is going to be in Taurus this coming Tuesday. The moon will go into Taurus. Here what we've got to watch, though, is that it's going to be a moon void of course. Now, what does that mean? Well, moon void of course means that you should avoid making major decisions or doing major magic, manifestation spells, any of that until that condition passes. When the moon comes to the end of a sign, it doesn't have any connection with the planet, doesn't have any aspects to get technical about it, and it kind of stays that way for a little while. That can be for minutes, that could be for several days. In this case, it's about a day. It's going to float around a little bit out there, and then it's going to move into Gemini on Wednesday. Now, your new moon effect tends to stay in effect for about roughly 3 days afterwards. At least that's how I always understood it. So if you want to do a candle spell, magic spell, or you just want to say some prayers, whatever you need to do to get some abundance going, to take advantage of this new moon, this new beginning. Yes, this new beginning in Taurus. This is a wonderful time for planting seeds, but you don't want to do it on Tuesday. Wait till Wednesday. And then when you do it on Wednesday, it's going to work really, really good. And at the end of this card reading, stick around. I'm going to show you how to do a candle spell that's going to help you take advantage of these wonderful energies. Okay, now, our third and final card is the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is a card that does not look pleasant. It looks kind of like somebody's getting tortured or crucified. Well, it usually indicates emotional upsets, because this is attributed to water. Water's the emotions. Water's our spirit. And the upside down, that could be an upset. But you know, there's a higher significance to this card. It gets attributed often to Neptune, which is a higher vibration of Venus. So this is actually a good thing. It's a cleansing. It's what it's going to be. It's going to be an opening of our psychic abilities. I'll tell you right now, Neptune is in Pisces. This is good. And this is, I think what this is representing is that prevalence of Neptune exhibiting itself through the sign of Pisces. That means more psychic ability, more psychic power, more sensitivity. Now we want to watch against being oversensitive. That's the downfall of the Hanged Man, is our heart can easily be pierced. So we want to be kind of on guard about that, and that's where maybe some of these fiery energies are going to kind of correlate with that, or actually kind of offset that a bit. All right. So I don't see this as a bad thing. I see this as a good thing for meditation, for psychic activity, scrying, crystal gazing, any of that kind of stuff you want to do. I think that'd be a great thing to do towards the end of this next week. The energies are going to be really good for it. The moon is waxing. It's getting bigger. It's past the new moon. And you've got Neptune in Pisces. This is probably a good time to sit down and do some psychic exploration. Okay, so stick around now and go ahead and watch me do this candle spell. Okay, real quick, I'm going to show you how to make a spell for the moon in Taurus. This is going to be good for abundance, fertility, bringing in more money, bringing in opportunities, bringing things together, new beginnings for you. Now, there's different ways of doing candle magic. I have my way. The way I'm going to show you works for me. To start with, I take a clean candle. In this case, I've got a green candle in glass. These you can let burn continually if they're in a safe place. If you have to put it out, you know, then do that. We don't want you to burn your house down. But generally, it's best if you let it burn as much as possible. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can dress a candle. The way I'm going to show you is the way that I like to do it. I like to take my dagger. Okay, now this is a dagger that I use strictly for candle dressing. You can use any kind of object you want. I mean, you could use a screwdriver for that matter, and I've done that and gotten results. But it's good if you have a tool, a particular tool that you use just for your magic. So I like to use this dagger, and the way I use it is this. I'll take some oil. Now again, there's different things you can dress it with. I've got some honeysuckle oil here. That's what we use here at Modern Zen. Okay, we also have a money oil specifically, a specific money oil. And I'm going to get some of this oil on my finger. I can get a little bit more. I'm going to tip this just a bit. Okay, not too much. There we go. I got some on my finger. Now I can take that oil that's on my finger and I can go ahead and I can spread it onto this blade. I want to be careful, just the top. Okay, this blade is sharp. I mean, it really is very, very, very sharp. So if you're going to use a dagger, just be careful you don't cut yourself. You can just put the oil on the blade. And then what I like to do is I like to take the candle, take the blade, put it right here on the side closest to me. And again, this is why it's good to have a sharp object. I just go ahead, I drive this down in, you know, as far as I comfortably can. Doesn't have to go all the way in. And I can imagine white light from above coming into the dagger, through my hand, through the dagger, into the candle. I'll do that again. I'll turn the candle like this, turn it like this, and go ahead and again stab the candle. It's going a little deeper now at a better angle. Okay, and go ahead, hold on to it and see the white light entering through my hand into the dagger, going into the candle. Okay, take this out, go ahead, do it again, turn the candle, and go ahead and drive the knife right into there. Okay, a little bit of a shadow there, apologize for that. Okay, here we go. Now I happen to call upon the divine Hebrew name Eheye as I'm doing this in my mind. That's because I'm a Kabbalist, I'm a ceremonial magician. You could just as easily use the name of a goddess or a god from a pagan pantheon if you prefer. You know, again, this is very, very subjective. This is very much up to your way of working. I just wanted to give you some tips here. Now, what I also like to do, because the candle's for me, I'll take the blade, and again, you want to be careful, and I'm going to spread the oil onto my arm. Okay, it's kind of binding me to the candle, because again, this is for me. All right? And I go ahead and put my blade away. I'm finished with that. Put it back in the sheath. Set that down. Make sure my oil is capped so I don't spill it all over the place. Okay. And now at this point, here comes the really personal part of it. You take the candle and you set it. I like to set it against my heart, against my solar plexus. And I imagine white light coming down through me, all the way through me, pouring out from my heart into the candle, through my hands into the candle, filling it to overflowing with the divine white essence, as I say to myself a prayer. Now, how you pray is very much up to you. There's many, many different ways of doing it, and you need to do it the way that suits you. Okay? Let no man or woman ever make fun of any god or goddess that you worship or that you admire. You do it your way. You ask for blessings in your own words, in your own mind, financial blessings, new opportunities. Sometimes I'll just say, may whoever be attracted to my practice, whoever would benefit from it, be attracted to me. Okay, that's a legitimate prayer, and that's a way of getting some good energy going. Then we go ahead and we'll light the candle. Now, I'm not going to actually do that now. All right, it's not time to do it. When I do it, I use a lighter. Some people are against that. They insist on using matches. Some people say, no, you shouldn't have sulfur involved from the matches when you do candle magic. You should light it with like a taper, a small wax candle. Again, there's different ways of doing it. I'll be honest with you, I just take a lighter, I set that thing ablaze, and it's done. I don't have to do anything else to it. And again, this is just a suggested technique for doing some candle magic. We got that moon in Taurus coming up, so take advantage of this and enjoy it. Okay, now friends, I thank you so much for tuning into the blog that truly blazes. For without you, I'd be this adult sitting in front of this one-eyed monster talking into the air. Thank you so much for your loving support, and until I meet you again, many, 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 and yes, many blessings.